Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Connecting Dots podcast. I'm your host, Usama, and our today's guest is a product manager based out of Toronto. Previously, he has served the top tier telco companies in Pakistan in the capacity of a product manager and is now working in the fintech arena. So, with that, let's get started. How are you doing today?
Thank you so much, Osama. Really good. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you so much for asking. Give us a brief elevator pitch about your professional journey so far and the successful transitions that you've made.
So basically, I find myself very lucky that I had the pleasure of working with some of the most talented individuals in Pakistan. So straight out of college, my first job was with Telenor. So I'm really grateful to my hiring manager who took a chance on a fresh grad. So that I believe that opened up very good avenues for me regarding the work experience that I got and what the future might hold as
Mm-hmm.
well. So I was there for in Telenor
Mm-hmm.
and looking after their self-care app and their mother brand website. So that was my first break into product
Mm-hmm.
management. So how to manage like a successful product and how to scale it properly as well. So I was there for about 3 years, and afterwards I joined Jazz Cash. So that's like a fintech arm for Jazz, which is the nation's first best telco employer operator. So for JazzCash, I was
Mm-hmm.
a part of the growth product management team, which looked after, just segmentation and trying to grow its overall mobile wallet base. So I was there before coming to Canada in June 2021. So in June, I
Mm-hmm.
joined GS1 Canada as my first job here. So GS1 Canada basically makes barcodes for all the major retailers in across Canada. So that was a good learning experience as well because for
Interesting.
me that was
Yeah.
a third industry that I was part of. That was supply chain. So I got to know about all the supply chain issues,
Mm-hmm.
and because of COVID, it was affected rather badly, and how we can plug the gaps into that as well.
Mm-hmm.
So afterwards, after
Right.
I think 8 months later, I got an opportunity in one of the leading banks in Canada, and I'm there right now as a digital product manager looking after cross-border payments.
Right. That is excellent. I'm very happy that, first of all, you did take courageous decisions and that the moves turned out to be really well for you. So I'll build upon that. That how did you specifically develop an interest to be a product manager?
So basically, during the start of the career, it was basically business analysis, business requirement gathering. So over there, just like
Mm-hmm.
interacting with customers, and I was as part of my first launch, I was looking, I was just like always on the app, looking after the reviews. So that was my first
Mm-hmm.
hint at what your
Yeah.
product's impact is for the normal customer. And because Pakistan is such a
Mm-hmm.
dynamic market, it was a really good learning experience for me. So, just being
Mm-hmm.
able to make products which have an impact and is touching the masses on greater levels. So that was, just generally piqued my interest into product management.
Uh-huh, interesting. So going back to your product experience from the telco companies in Pakistan, again, since they had such a big footprint, I'm very interested to know that what was a product or feature that you worked on that you were really proud of to date? Because I mean, whatever you would have done, that would have affected at least more than like 20 million consumers at any day, right? So tell us a little, share with us a little bit about that.
So basically, like I said, I consider myself really fortunate and lucky that I joined the telco companies at a time when they were in the middle of a digital transformation. Everything was, just like catering around going digital and making as many digital products as soon as possible and converting the regular USSD customers into digital. So for me, that was really particularly
Mm-hmm.
of interest and exciting as well. For me, seeing the app during my 3 years there, seeing the app scale from 1 million to 5 million monthly active users, that was a big achievement for, especially for a country like Pakistan, which has a cell phone penetration of about, I think, 24%. So that was like a very good inspiration and achievement for me. One of the best products that I worked for, like I said, I had the pleasure of working for industry first products as well. So that was the dynamic pricing engine. So basically, what
Mm-hmm.
that is, it generates unique bundles based on consumers' behaviors. So that was really heartening to see.
Mm-hmm.
That like for example, if you're a heavy data user, you'll be pitched data bundles. So that was a particularly new thing which was being done in Pakistan
Mm-hmm.
at that time across the industries. So I'm really proud for my
Uh-huh.
contributions along with the teams for that.
That's awesome. So other than that, let's dig into product management in specific. So your role as a product manager, what are the specifics of it, and like what does the role entail?
So basically, as a product manager, right now it's basically running a Scrum team, as soon like in
Mm-hmm.
managing different stakeholders across the board. and just capturing the voice of customer. So my day to day, you can say, starts with just like running through all the like the roadmap and any blockers that we might have, running Scrum cadences as like for examples, daily Scrum, retrospectives, uh, interacting with the customers, and using digital analytics to gauge how where exactly the customer is using your product, and if there are any gaps, we're trying to plug them as well. So that's basically my day to day, along with just making strategies as well for the next fiscal year currently, what we can do more in order to get more growth within our individual products.
Right, and it's also well known fact that a product manager, it's like a mini CEO of whatever feature or niche that they're associated with or are working on. So, in your experience and opinion, what do you think are the pointers for increasing productivity, or what things at work do you find productive, and what things do you find that they don't really lead to productivity, but rather they hinder efficiency?
So absolutely, you're right, because as a product manager, you have to wear many hats, from just like getting through quality assessment, regression testing, to just like capturing exactly what the customer need using design thinking, and running discoveries and interacting with the customers, making um, sprint planning. So it's like a very difficult, very different tasks altogether, because you have to take a lot of people with you. You have to take a lot of stakeholders
Yeah.
with you, because if you manage to miss one, then that might be a key stakeholder, which will generally haunt you back later when your product is just like maturing. So, in
Yeah.
terms of your question, what I find really exciting is, like I said, just running overall, making impactful products, which have an impact as well, because we can generally see them using the analytical tools that we have. And the other is, I I think it's just because each person has his own different personalities. So I'm so for product, you generally learn how to deal with people. Some people are easygoing, some people are a little difficult. So basically, conflict resolution, that's a very key skill that you need, because you will have conflicts, because
Yeah.
not everyone is thinking the same, not everyone's priorities align with your product as
Correct.
well. So those are the key, I think, skills that you need in order to make a successful, just like getting people along and making them all together on that journey with you.
So, other than that, I'm very curious to ask that once you started in this product management position, what myths do you think have been busted for you?
What myths? That it's an easy job. So because in between meetings, you have to do your own work, which is analytical work, making forecasting, budget requirements, and gauging all the analytical tools that you have in order to pinpoint exactly what is going wrong and how to you can improve it. So, for example, if you launch a product and then you're constantly monitoring your analytical reports, so that if why is there not an increase compared to last month, or why is there a dip compared to last week? So you have to have a keen eye and like attention to detail in order to plug those gaps. So I find it really interesting, because the numbers game, it's really fascinating, because with numbers, it's my thorough belief that people won't be able to argue with you if you have numbers on your side. You have arguments won there and there, because you're backing it up by a past trend, which cannot be miscalculated.
Yeah.
So as far as myths, so I think this is the only one that product management is easy, and I think it has given me confidence as well, because I was a little bit shy at first, but now I know I can speak with confidence and interact with different people. So I think that's a
Yeah.
general myth that has been busted.
So, other than that, have you witnessed young leadership at work?
Oh yes, I think the best part about these companies like telecommunication or banks in particular, if you're talented, you will quickly rise above the ranks. So it's not about a number of experience that you have to, it's a mandatory, like for example, 5 years, then you have to get a promotion. But if you deliver results within 1 or 2 or 3 years, you will definitely be noticed by the management, and you'll definitely be rewarded for that. So like you said, it comes with confidence, because as soon as you're working steadily towards your objectives, you gain confidence and you're delivering results. So that's how the management takes notice as well, and it's very easier for young people to, I think, in today's world, to climb if they're just passionate and hungry enough.
Right, excellent. So let's say you've developed that analytical strength in yourself and you're aware of the processes around you that contribute to a successful product. So, in your experience, what have you noticed that counts towards a successful product strategy, to be honest?
So I think uh, I'll give you like for from my previous examples, from my previous experience, it would be it shows you basically the trend, right? For example, last 3 years,
Mm-hmm.
you're seeing a steadily healthy growth. So that is your key indicator that the
Mm-hmm.
customers are appreciative of your product, and it has the ability to scale
Mm-hmm.
up as well by giving them innovative products in the future too. But once that trend goes down, for
Mm-hmm.
example, with COVID, right, you would
Mm-hmm.
see a lot of
Mm-hmm.
people being at homes, and they won't be generating that much revenue or that much activity, which in turn comes towards the revenue as well. So that was the slump that we've
Mm-hmm.
noticed in the past year, 2020.
Mm-hmm.
So to me, I think this provides key insights which helps decision makers as well. Like for example, if you're a manager and you have the insights with you for specific months,
Mm-hmm.
if it's a fall season or if so or it's a holiday season, people will be generally spending more. So that's a general
Mm-hmm.
trend that you see year on year. But
Right.
with once in a lifetime pandemic, it halts, so you know exactly what is going
Yeah.
on. So you try to cater or you try to tweak your products regarding the sentiments of the people, right? Give them what they
Right.
want, what they're perceiving to be.
Yeah, and I think that kind of counts as a point of failure. So if we can build our products with that in mind, that it should have minimum points of failure, or maybe we can divert the load towards something else. I think that might improve our product overall and the perception as well. Because to me as a user, it doesn't matter what industry is it. If I'm going to use a product, first of all, it should deliver on the promise. If it says that a fan gives cool air, it needs to give cool air before any other fancy marketing gimmicks. So it's the exact same thing. And it's a pretty fascinating thought. So other than that, I want to ask you that, how did you develop a competency towards a product management side? Let's say, did you do any rotations within certain teams, or did you get any certifications that would have helped you in upskilling in that competence area? So how did that look like for you?
So it's a mix of both for me. For example, you can just like work closely with your business partners as well to see to find out what exactly they're working on, how they're accomplishing that.
Mm-hmm.
And the other important aspect is certifications. For me, I think Coursera has been my go-to, and I try to make a
Mm-hmm.
point to myself that I complete at least one specialization per year, because Coursera gives you the best in class practices which are currently happening right now. All the processes, because product management is about following process and making people follow processes as well. Just like creating
Mm-hmm.
new like for example, you can create a new dashboard, right? So that's
Mm-hmm.
something that's innovation that you're putting into your work. So for
Mm-hmm.
me, I think the certifications genuinely help, but at the same time, if you're certified and you're not practicing in your field, then it's a mismatch, right? Because
Yeah.
in books it's relatively really easy and it's really just like it's without thorns, but in real life
Yeah.
you'll see many encounters, like
Mm-hmm.
some people are restrictive, some people are not restrictive, so it's a
Mm-hmm.
win-win situation if you combine both of them together.
Right.
To me, I think it's a combination of both, because if and mentors as well. If you have
Mm-hmm.
good mentors, like for me, I was really grateful that I had very fantastic mentors and my managers throughout my career and my
Mm-hmm.
profession. So they were able to give me the guidance as to what exactly is required from an individual at this stage. So
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what changed my perspective and made me a better professional as well.
Excellent. So other than that, how's the work culture at your employer? So like, what I want to really ask you is that, do you have any cool traditions at work?
So the work culture is really good. It's one of the top, just like companies on LinkedIn, it's ranked top companies on LinkedIn. They have, and it's not just specifically here. I think it was the same back home as well. Like the
Mm-hmm.
345 campus, that was particularly new, and it had a feel of like like a proper Google or Microsoft or Facebook office with all the amenities and just like in-house gym and
Mm-hmm.
the cafeterias. So over here, I think I generally
Mm-hmm.
enjoy the community of practice meetings, because
Mm-hmm.
that gives you a different perspective, and all the other product managers are sharing the best in class and new
Mm-hmm.
upcoming technology. So that is really interesting to me. Other than that, I think the we had like proper lunches that we probably go to once every quarter or once every month, so that because I feel generally, because I make it a point to myself that to go to office in person at least twice a week, and I'm
Hmm.
grateful that it's generally in downtown, so I can just walk there. But
Nice.
what that does is you can interact with your fellow people
Hmm.
instead of just like a screen, because from screen I think it's sometimes it's just a gap, and the
Hmm.
thing that you can probably solve over a coffee chat
Hmm.
takes an hour. So 5 minutes work take generally an hour during just like being at home. So I think it's
Yeah.
a for me hybrid situation is one of the best things that we have, and
Yeah.
I'm grateful that people are just like accomplishing towards that as well. Not 5 days a week, but like a hybrid week.
Yeah, of course. And I'm a strong advocate of that as well. And
Yeah,
thankful to my manager too, that they've created an environment for us to thrive. And that's
yeah,
based on everybody's needs and requirements. And yeah, I'm pretty happy at Eric's too. So,
absolutely.
and anyways, transitioning from the specific product management side to academics, how was your academic journey? Walk us through it, and how did it prepare you for the professional world? And other than that, maybe you can throw some light on how can academia better align themselves with the changing industry needs.
So for my undergraduate, I went to England. So over there, the best, and I did my undergraduate in computer science.
Mm-hmm.
So over there, I found out like they were doing hands-on practices, not just just like
Mm-hmm.
coding, but coding for impact as well. For
Yeah.
example, during our first year, we were given robots in which
Mm-hmm.
we had to program ourselves,
Mm-hmm.
and that was generally happy to see, right? Because you're seeing your code actually being implemented into something doing useful.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that was one exposure that I found which was very interesting to me and appealing to me. And the other thing, other aspect of my university life was that different sports societies. So I joined the jiu-jitsu society within my university, and I was thankful to go up to green belt level, and I was there what's it called, web officer as well, just like handling all the perspective, you just like gaining new
Yeah.
memberships, getting new customers, and just trying to acquire new customers. So you can say that was like a precursor to my product management experience, because I knew how to
Mm-hmm.
get the customers, that is
Yeah.
acquisition, how to retain the customer, just giving them different treats and stuff just to make sure that they're still interested in the system.
Yeah.
So I think that's what groomed me into just like eventually my product experience.
Uh-huh.
And as far as academia is concerned, the best thing I found about England was they used to offer sandwich courses. So for example, for 3 years, if there's a 3 year undergraduate course, for 1 year you can have industry experience. So
Mm-hmm.
I think that is very important, because if you don't have that, you don't know exactly what you want to do for your work.
Yeah.
Like for me, if for example, if I didn't know about product management, I was really hard into going for networking. But now I
Uh-huh.
know that networking is not that much fun compared to what how much fun product management is. So I think industries can definitely help, and if your universities or your colleges offer a course in which you can have a little bit of time with industry, and
Mm-hmm.
you can learn from those individuals what you want to do, so that will definitely pique your interest and know what you want to do in the future.
Right, superb, superb. So switching gears a little bit towards life in general, since success is a moving target for everyone, so what is your current definition of it?
So for me, success is basically the impact that you make, whether it's personal
Mm-hmm.
life, for example, your personal relationships, or if it's a professional life in the products that you create and the impact that it has on
Mm-hmm.
making lives easier for majority of people. So me, I think that's what success is, like the impact that you create and
Mm-hmm.
what you will be remembered for.
Right, and I would definitely quote from one of my previous podcasts that who mentioned. Yes, it was episode 16 where Shariar mentioned that in order for you to gain success, you need to create a system of success, which is also talked about in Atomic Habits as well. I think that is excellent. That it's not just that we do our tricks to gain what we don't have, but if we can become ourselves as enablers and we can create a system where our peers, our family, our friends, they can thrive, I think that that's going to create a massive impact as well. That's very interesting.
Absolutely.
So share with me a little bit about your journey in Canada, because you've been in Pakistan, you worked there, you went to England for your studies, so you gained a little bit of exposure over there, and now you're landed in Canada after all.
Yeah.
So how was this experience for you, and how was this journey?
So, to be honest, frightening. It's not easy, just to pack up everything and just move to a new country, and it's honestly very nerve-wracking. But like you say, sometimes success comes when you come out of your comfort zone, right? That's how you know what you're capable of and how you can push yourself to the limit as well. Like, for example, over here when when we came, because I I didn't have like a job, so I was doing like a call center gig for a few for a month. So that really just like opened up different perspectives for me regarding how the work culture here in Canada is. So it's different for just like Pakistan and here. But overall, I think Canada is a very good country, and I'm really grateful to be here and grateful to Canada as well. In terms of the quality of life, it's really good. The opportunities that you have to succeed here are limitless. If you are passionate enough, you can follow your passions and you can do whatever you set your heart and mind to. And the overall journey, I think the cold didn't bother me that much because I think the heat bothers me, but not the cold. So even though it was like a record cold last year, but I'm like, okay, just grateful, it's fine.
So, other than that, honestly, I wouldn't hesitate to reiterate the fact that it's one thing to daydream about your plans in your head, but it's a totally different thing to execute on them. So, in your journey, what have you discovered a successful coping mechanism towards failure?
Um, so tackling with failure, yeah. So I think it's all about the mindset. That you always have to stay, just like on a path and be positive as well. If from my personal example, I'm a cancer survivor, right? So it's been 10 years, but I've survived cancer. So that
Wow,
was like a very
I
big thing.
did
But
not know that.
yeah,
Wow,
yeah.
amazing,
So
man.
so that's the second bit. When I was 7, me and my dad were wounded in Kashmir. So I have shrapnels in my legs as well. So that was corroborated towards the cancer. So I've survived death twice. So,
Damn,
just like,
bruh, I
yeah,
did not know that.
yeah. That's what,
Kudos,
because
man.
like that's
Yeah.
what my dad used to say. Like you have to be normal as you go. So the more normal you are, the more happy you are, and the more you enjoy life. So failures are a part of everyday life. Everybody's been through it. Like I said, it's all about the mindset, and I believe a good supporting structure within yourselves as well. Like you being surrounded by people who are supportive of you. I think that's what pushes the people, just to come out of their shell and to generate and to do more. Like I said, I've been particularly lucky in this fact that I've managed to have like all the people that have
Yeah.
been associated with, those are really good people, and they're, like you said, enablers, right? So they enable me to perform better. So that's why I say it's all about the impact. So that's what corresponds towards me as just like coping up with failure. Not to let your head down and always just like stay on positive news, stay on positive side of things, so that you can just like propel yourself
Yeah.
forwards.
Excellent, excellent, man.
Yeah,
Honestly, I wanted to ask you about mentorship in journal, but I think
yeah,
after this, I don't think that I should rather ask you that. But whatever you said really puts it into a well-crafted sentence or a short paragraph. To be honest, that uh, you go through these real-life adversaries, and
yeah,
then they kind of toughen you up, and then you know you you have that system around you, the system of success.
yeah.
That is excellent. So, other than that, what things excite you in life in general?
So me, I'm really fond of traveling as well. So is my wife. But because of COVID, we like everything was blocked. But I'm really looking forward to just like once things open up, we can travel around. And other than that, just latest like things which excite me are these like my little like
Ah, nice, nice,
stuffed
nice.
model
Yeah,
aircrafts.
I was looking at
So
the
you can see
background
them in
as
the
well.
back as well. Yeah.
Yes,
So
looks like you're a collector.
yeah, so this like I
Yeah,
really enjoy this hobby. So it's
yeah.
like you can just relax and just gradually paint and stuff. So this is currently my what excites me in life currently. Other than that, just like
Yeah.
normal stuff, FIFA, watching football, going through
Uh-huh.
the movies, and just like traveling
Right.
altogether.
So I can see you have a couple of jets in your background as well. So which one's your favorite? Like I don't know much about airplanes at all. So tell me a little bit about what models have you collected so far?
So those two that you can see are like the Lego variants. So those were my
Uh huh.
first experience with the Bills one. So these are Top Gun one. This is Top Gun Maverick, and this one is the previous Top Gun one. This one that you
Oh.
see here, this one that you see here is like
Yeah.
uh, an F-16 Block 50 version for American Air Forces,
Uh
and
huh.
this is what I created recently. So this one is a Pakistani variant.
Ah,
So the
nice,
best thing
nice.
about model making is that you have to make it authentic as possible. So
Yeah.
all the tail numbers. So for this one, because Pakistan unfortunately operates the previous versions, like the earlier versions, so I had
Mm-hmm.
to dumb this down, just like remove parts. So this took a lot of effort. So to
Ah,
me,
nice.
like I said,
Yeah.
it's just like attention to detail and making sure everything is as authentic as possible. So this is what I'm
Nice,
currently
man.
doing right now.
You
Yeah,
should. I highly recommend that you should visit Ottawa here. So in summer, what they have is they have these old school jets. You know the ones we used to see in Scooby Doo cartoons,
yeah,
where
yeah,
it's open, right? So you
yeah.
can sit and you can fly around. So that's pretty cool. And once you're around, maybe we'll definitely touch base on coffee. That'll be really nice.
Most
So
definitely.
so other than that. Have you ever flown a plane or, have you ever come close to such an experience, like maybe a helicopter ride or something?
I wish. Unfortunately, no. Just like just the normal
Yeah.
parades. But over here in London, Ontario, this fall, if anybody's interested, they're having
Yeah.
like a London Air Show, and all the demo
Uh-huh.
teams of U.S. Air Forces are coming. So I'm really excited about that. Just like seeing
Yeah.
in person that the stuff that you create, and it's a 4 hour long show, and I'm
Right.
really excited for that. Yeah,
Nice. That's
yeah,
excellent. That's excellent.
yeah.
So now that we are heading towards the closure of our conversation, and I honestly had a great time. So before closing off, I want to ask you that knowing what you know now, what do you think you would have done differently in your life?
Honestly, I think I should have been more confident in myself because I wasn't
Mm-hmm.
because of life kept happening. But seeing that I'm confident now and comfortable in myself, so I think that's what I would have done
Mm-hmm.
previously. But overall, no regrets. Just like
Yeah.
what happened, and it has made me towards this point, which is me. So to me, I think
Mm-hmm.
more confident if possible,
Mm-hmm.
if I can have a time machine go
Yeah.
back. But otherwise, I'm really grateful to what I have and grateful to where I am right now at this
Right.
time.
Right. And typically core values are something that I've eventually come to realize that they are the set of definitions that define that provide a framework for you as a person to function in
Yeah,
life and thrive as well. And same applies for a to a person, and same applies to a person, to an organization, and a company at a bigger scale. So, what core values do you have in your life that you live by, and what do you want to be known for or are known for?
so for core values, I believe integrity should be the top notch because if you don't have integrity, then your credibility will be questioned, right? And
Mm-hmm.
just like the core values is be honest, be yourself. If you don't know something, don't pretend that you do. Just like ask for help.
Yeah.
Like it's being tied towards our previous discussion. Like if you ask people nicely, they'll always help you. So it's all about just like enabling people to find their success, and for core values just honesty, integrity, and teamwork, because nobody is a one man show. You need a support system around you which can take you towards places that you never
Mm-hmm.
even achieve dreamed of. So for me, I think that's it: the honesty, integrity, and teamwork. So that's what makes a good individual personally and for professionally as well.
Amazing. Perfect. Well, Hisham, thank you so much for your time. I had a great time. And honestly, I got to know about things that I didn't know about you before. And that really, uh, helps me to appreciate life more. So, with that, I'd like to close off the conversation. And for our audience, if you like the content, please feel free to share it with your friends and family. And show your support by buying me a coffee, to which I'll provide the link in the description. So, with that, stay tuned until the next episode. Take care. Bye.